Welcome to Salt Lake City School District. We are pleased you have decided to join our team, and we want you to understand our mission. Salt Lake City School District advocates for all students, provides the highest quality of education, and prepares students for a future of opportunities. As a district, we have one goal and one purpose: student learning. Whether you are a teacher, a paraprofessional, a custodian, a maintenance worker, a secretary, a bus driver, a technician, or an administrator, we expect you to put the interests of our students first on your list of priorities. The Salt Lake City Board of Education recognizes that our school district is a complex organization. We will succeed only if we can enlist the energy, creativity, and drive of many people to accomplish our goals. The board believes that ideal conditions for student learning can be realized when shared governance is widely practiced. You may have heard the phrase shared governance before. In this short presentation, we want to give you a taste of what shared governance means in Salt Lake City School District. Shared governance is deeply embedded in our culture. It is the process we use to make site-specific decisions throughout our district. Shared governance requires each of us to work together with respect, trust, and purpose in pursuit of our mission. Shared governance creates a sense of ownership, empowering participants to achieve continuous progress and positive change. When people believe that what they think, say, and do will make a difference, they act accordingly. A school functions well when faculty, administrators, and parents reinforce each other's efforts. Students learn when a community owns its school. The same ownership principle can improve employee performance and success in any job. Managers, including department heads, principals, and the superintendent, play a critical role. They must lead by example, seeking input and facilitating collaborative decision-making. Each individual employee is responsible for bringing ideas to the table and for showing respect for the ideas of others. Details of the shared governance process are unique to each location. 6 principles increase the chances for success: delegation, openness, trust, and equity, decision-making, review and adjudication, accountability, and dialogue and communication. The first principle, delegation, means that the Salt Lake City Board of Education delegates some decisions to be made by stakeholders at school sites and in departments. The second principle, openness, trust, and equity, builds positive relationships. Participants should feel empowered to speak freely without fear of consequences. Trust begins when openness exists, and equity exists when all voices are heard and valued equally. Decision-making is the third principle. Most decisions can be made through consensus. Now, this does not mean that 100% of the stakeholders are in perfect agreement. Instead, it means that all stakeholders agree to support the best decision that can be made at the time. Sometimes consensus cannot be reached, yet decisions must be made. In these rare instances, we rely on the fourth principle, review and adjudication. Stakeholders request assistance from the district's chief executive officer, the superintendent. The fifth principle, accountability, means that after a decision is made, all stakeholders will support that decision and make it successful. And the final principle, dialogue and communication, solidifies the success of shared governance. If regular dialogue and communication occur among stakeholders, openness and trust will flourish. Shared governance does not look the same in every context. Decision makers must understand the nature of the decision they have to make, consider the impact of those decisions on students and employees, and communicate clearly with stakeholders. Decisions may be made with 4 distinct levels of stakeholder involvement, as these concentric decision circles illustrate. In some cases, especially in matters of law, policy, regulation, or negotiated agreement, the superintendent, board of education, and other managers must make decisions with limited formal consultation. After this type of decision is made, a decision maker must communicate with all stakeholders, explain the rationale, and note any pertinent effects. At other times, it is more appropriate for decision makers to cast a wider net and involve stakeholders before coming to a decision. At this level, leaders consult before making a decision. They listen, get reactions, and give stakeholders a chance to be heard before a decision is made. For some decisions, it may be better to work collaboratively with stakeholders. In these instances, leaders and other stakeholders reach a decision together, striving for group consensus. Collaboration makes people feel valued and prevents grievances. Finally, a leader may delegate some decisions. Stakeholders, especially those who have direct responsibility for a program, initiative, or department, decide delegated issues by themselves or in consultation with their immediate working group. Acting within the appropriate parameters of these decision circles will ensure the practice of shared governance. Thank you for listening. We hope you will contribute to the success of our students by participating in the shared governance process. Once again, we reiterate our bottom line, our shared goal and purpose. We are all here to promote student learning.